So you have to wonder, is it possible that the imminent release of Captain Rex is going to skyrocket Commander Cody within the secondary market? And is it possible that Commander Cody already is starting to rise even faster? We're going to take a look at that within this episode for sure. Also, what's going on with the Luke Endor Deluxe that was so high and rising fast within the secondary market before the Luke Mando release? Has that release finally caught up to the Luke Endor Deluxe? We're going to take a look at that as well, along with Han and Chewbacca, A New Hope, and the Mudtrooper, and quite a few others that have some interesting turns within the secondary market for sure. And what about Ahsoka and Rex? Which one is coming out first? I'll take them both. Let's dive into it right now. All right, and welcome everybody to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at 6 Scale Cantina. So before we dive into it, I will be live this coming Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We will have Denobi. Denobi 2 will be in the house. We're also going to have Dante from the Man the Hot Collectibles and another special guest. You'll have to tune in to find out for sure. And because the Man of Hot Collectibles will not be around, the following Friday I'll be covering for him. The Market Value Chart Show will not only be live this coming Friday, but the following Friday as well. And we'll have a whole different set of panel members on that show forthcoming. Really looking forward to both of those live panel episodes for sure. So please go ahead and book those on your calendars. So, the Cody and Rex effect. Let's go ahead and dive into it. And let's first take a look at what's going on with Cody within the secondary market currently. So as we do with every Market Outlook edition of the Market Value Chart Show, we will first go to 6scalecantina.com. And if you don't have this website bookmarked yet, I strongly urge you to do so, as this has not only all your secondary market prices for every Star Wars Hot Toys ever released, but it also has all your biggest movers, all your recent trends trending up or down, or if it's steady, and also all your Star Wars Hot Toys breaking news and all the news on the channel. You get all this good stuff up over here, the latest videos, forthcoming videos, upcoming live shows, so on and so forth. But let's take a look over here. And wow, very interesting within the biggest movers section. A lot of what is trending up and a lot of what is trending down. Let's go ahead and first start off with Commander Cody. So, looking at some recent data from Commander Cody, which is trending up. And let's pull this up on screen. And you could see back here, just back from last week, for $400, $399.99, best offer accepted, with the $40 in expedited shipping, $39.99, not including that, not including taxes, probably usually $10, $15 on this max. Let's go ahead and say, $15, so $385 plus the $400 shipping. Wow. That's how much Cody is going for. Let's actually go to some other data on Commander Cody. And pulling this up on the screen, you could see back, and this was actually just back from a couple of days ago, $425, best offer accepted. Another great seller, Hawk Wars Toys, 100% positive feedback. So probably about $10 off $415, not including shipping, not including taxes. Wow, this continues to sell. Let's go to some more Commander Cody recent data. And you can see right here, another very good seller, 100% positive feedback, current listing. $420, not including the $25 in economy shipping, not including taxes. But the interesting thing is you already have 13 watchers on this particular auction. And for one of these listings, to have already 13 watchers, it's very, very real that this price point is what people are expecting to pay within the secondary market for this. And that's just the buying price. It's not including the taxes. It's not including the shipping. So let's actually go to 6scalecantina.com and go to the market value chart and see exactly where Cody is hanging out at within the secondary market. Now, I'm going to sort it out. Go to the current value column and click that arrow within the current value column a couple times. So you get the highest ranked figures to the lowest ranked figures, so it's easier to navigate. And see if a figure is steady, you have the arrows going up, you have some arrows going down, current trends, but I'm just actually going to type in Cody so I can just get that up on the screen. And right there. So you can see now, wow, Commander Cody, MMS 524, has now moved up to $412 and rising. Wow, and it's been inching up little by little, in that low $400 tier range for Commander Cody for sure. And you have to wonder, is it possible that when Captain Rex gets officially released and the final production photos come out and it gets released in Hong Kong, that the Commander Cody is going to see even a little bit more of a turbo boost within the secondary market? And I say, yes, it absolutely is. And I've been saying for a while to keep an eye out on Commander Cody, that by the end of this year, that figure could very well breach the $500 tier range. And I believe that both of those figures, Commander Cody and also Captain Rex, they kind of work hand in hand together. And while I do think that Commander Cody is going to be a $500 tier range figure in short order, I also believe that the Captain Rex, there's implications to Captain Rex as well. So quickly, let's go ahead and pull up this Captain Rex. And as I got that up onto the screen, you can see this here. And just look at everything that this comes with. I mean, it comes with a plethora of things. I absolutely cannot wait to get this Tamora Morrison head sculpt of Captain Rex and to get this figure in my hands. I already have the Commander Cody, which is an excellent, excellent figure. Salute. Got my coffee here. Yeah. Cannot wait for this. But the question in everybody's mind is, when is this coming out? And we're going to get into that a little bit later within this episode, last segment. But for right now, the question is, how well is this figure going to do within the secondary market once it gets out of stock and goes on waitlist at Sideshow? And I think the question beforehand is, how fast will it go on waitlist at Sideshow? So when you take a look at what has happened with Commander Cody, it was released, it was basically around 3 months or so that was in stock, maybe 3.5 months. And then it was gone. And it was in stock that long. And then in the secondary market, as soon as it went on waitlist, that particular figure immediately went to $350. And unlike some other figures recently that jumped to $350, then maybe to $400, and then dipped down back to $350, and then to $310 and $325, Cody's been really one of the few ones that really breached up the 350 and had a gradual, slow uptake within the secondary market, and then breached a $400 tier range, and then, week by week or every couple of weeks, kind of inching up dollar by dollar by dollar. And now it's at $412. So you have to wonder, is this Captain Rex going to stay in stock at Sideshow for 3-4 months like Commander Cody did as well? And I say no. I do not think it will. I think that this Captain Rex has been around the same plane as where Commander Cody was, and in many cases even lower. And a lot of attention right now on a lot of other figures too, where this is very, very high best-selling wise when you go ahead and pull up, what's going on at Sideshow. So let's go ahead and actually do that and pull everything up best-selling wise on the Sideshow collectibles sideshow.com website. And let's see where Rex is, and it's very high up. And as soon as this comes up here, getting it to load, we'll be able to see that data. There we go. And you see first all those new Mandalorian finale moment releases, Boba Fett, Luke. Wow, the chrome-plated Mandalorian with the Pedro Pascal head sculpt. You have the 501st, both versions in there going down. You got the Coruscant Guard. You have the Beskar Mandalorians under the Beskar. And in the same row, you've got Rex, Kylo, Ahsoka, Rey. Wow. Talk about Kylo and Rey. Selling very, very high and in stock. Anyway. Captain Rex. This is not, I don't believe that Captain Rex will sit in stock longer than 1 month. Commander Cody was in there a few months, the Remnant Trooper a few months, the Incinerator Trooper a few months, the Death Trooper a few months. We're going to see how quickly this Captain Rex actually, sells out, or how it does in Hong Kong. What the reception is there. But I would imagine that this particular figure, if nothing else, is 3 months around or so for Commander Cody, a couple of months for here. You take about 3-4 weeks off. I actually think a month and a half, possibly a month even, for this particular figure. And under this view, I actually put this figure in a yellow alert. And not so much because, that means a yellow alert means that it can go on waitlist before it ever gets in stock. Well, it does. It has a little bit of a warning for that. I don't see that happening with this. Is it possible? It sure is. But I think the yellow alert more is that don't think that you're going to have 3-4 months to just play around with this. What is it? Basically middle of August. So you're almost in September, October, November, December. If you think you're going to have time around the holidays or after Thanksgiving to I'll just buy it then, you may be disappointed when it comes to Captain Rex. Do not sleep on this particular figure. And then you have to wonder as well, what is going to happen with this particular Captain Rex once it actually goes on waitlist? Is it going to go? Is it possible that it goes to $350 as soon as it goes on waitlist, just like Commander Cody? And I say, no, it's not going to go to $350 as soon as it goes on waitlist. It's going to go to $400, baby. That's what's going to happen. Pause. And it will quickly rise where Cody is within the secondary market, and they will kind of be neck and neck together, for sure. So, if this is a figure you're 100% absolutely going to get, and you have budgeted to get this figure, and you have the money allocated for it, and you want this figure because you really want this figure, don't sleep on it. It's gonna go, and it's gonna go fast. So, yeah, let's go ahead and go back to the biggest mover section at 6scalecantina.com. and see what else is going on. So Cody is rising. Rising. Kylo Ren, you can see that up here on your screen. That's sinking. This Kylo Ren from The Last Jedi. And you have to wonder, is it possible that this Kylo Ren will continue to be a low $300 tier range figure? And actually, let's go to the market value chart and see exactly where this Kylo Ren is. Because I actually am wondering if it's hit the $200 tier range yet. Let me go ahead and just type in Kylo up here. And Kylo the Last Jedi, no, it is trending down. It's $325 and trending down. I think that's about right. Which means if it's $325 and trending down, that means at $325, it still could sometimes sell at, $325, $335, even $350. But more times than not right now, it's actually selling below $325, maybe $315, maybe $320, maybe $325, maybe $270, maybe $280, $290, which I've seen at those prices. So certainly the Rise of Skywalker Kylo Ren has had a major impact on this particular figure. And the thing that's very interesting about that with this Kylo Ren is you're not seeing it with the Rey figures for a big difference anywhere right now anyway, with Rey and BB-8 set and the Rey Jedi training from The Last Jedi, the Rey Resistance. Forget about the Rey, The Force Awakens, BB-8. That never really does really well. But they're holding very steady. Rey Jedi training steady 355 average. Rey Resistance 284 average. Rey and BB-8 $314 average. So very interesting on the Reys. The Rey from Rise of Skywalker not having the same effect as the new Rise of Skywalker Kylo Ren is on the figures within the secondary market. Now, let me go back to Sideshow Collectibles.com and sort this out Star Wars best-selling wise, and let's actually talk about Rey and Kylo for a minute, the Rise of Skywalker figures. And as that loads on there, we'll see where they are. And as I pointed out earlier in this episode, they're very high up. You see Rey, right next to Ahsoka, and Kylo right next to Rex, and they're all on the same road together. There's Rex, there's Kylo, there's Ahsoka, there's Rey. Wow. And when you put Rey into your cart now, you no longer can get 6 of them. You're limited to 3. And that's very interesting to me. And Kylo, you could still put 6 in, the last that I checked. And my inside sources are telling me that Rey, besides both of these figures being completely sold out in Hong Kong, that's another thing to take into consideration. They're sold out. And they didn't make very many of these figures at all. And these figures are, from the reviews are very favorable for both of these figures. And I will tell you that I have both of them. And they're hot. They're hot. They're hot, baby. Two of the best head sculpts for Star Wars that I have for sure, that I've seen them do. And there's not a whole lot of these. And I think Rey is about to go on waitlist any minute. And Kylo Ren, probably not too far afterwards. And for both of these figures, where you look at where the Last Jedi Kylo Ren was within the secondary market before, a $400 tier range figure, and a lot of times $450 for that Kylo the Last Jedi. Does that mean that the Kylo Ren, this Rise of Skywalker Kylo Ren, is going to fetch that much money? Or will the choice of being able to get the Last Jedi Kylo Ren or the Rise of Skywalker Kylo Ren kind of balance those two out and make them both a little bit more favorable and maybe the Last Jedi Kylo Ren kind of rises. It's 325 right now, maybe 350. Maybe this Rise of Skywalker Kylo Ren to around 350. And I could actually see that, believe it or not, happening, where none of those two actually get to the $400 tier range and they kind of balance each other out. But you do have to take into consideration that I believe that there are far less Rise of Skywalker Kylos than there are Last Jedi Kylos. And I actually project that at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, that the Kylo Ren from the Last Jedi, from the Rise of Skywalker, I think it's all in all, not for every collector, but for the most part, with what it comes in with, the light up helmet, the cape with the his cloak has the cloak on it, has the hood, all that kind of good stuff. A lot of accessories and that jazz. Also lower quantities. That figure will be a $400 tier range figure. And what about Rey? Where this particular Rey is not having an effect really on the Rey and BB-8 set, and actually BB-8 by himself is going up in price. That is trending up. You can see that in the biggest mover section at 6scalecantina.com. But I believe that this Rise of Skywalker Rey was produced in far less numbers than the Last Jedi Rey, or certainly the Force Awakens Rey as well. And you have to wonder, is it possible that the Rise of Skywalker Rey is the GOAT secondary market price-wise of all the Reys? And I say, yes, it is. I actually think that this is possibly could be a grail figure. So, with this figure that I project is about to go out very, very, very shortly, if this is a figure that you've wanted and you like, and you have it budgeted or money for it, I would not sit on it much longer. This is not going to sit in stock very, very long. Probably the Kylo Ren will sit in stock for a little bit longer. But I expect Rey to be gone over the next month, and Kylo for sure over the next couple of months, if not sooner. So that's my projections on those particular figures. For sure. Let's go ahead and go back to 6scalecantina.com in the biggest mover section. And let's take a look at some other things here. The OG Mandalorian. OG? Oh boy. The OG Mandalorian. Well, OG Mandalorian continues to sink, ladies and gentlemen. It is sinking still. And let's pull up some recent data on the OG Mando. And I think a lot of people are really, really excited. We talked about, when this OG Mandalorian was up, that the the Beskar versions of the Mandalorian that were available, that a lot of people were skipping out on this because they wanted the shiny Beskar versions. And I have both versions. But I'll tell you, I think the chrome-plated Mandalorian is certainly having an effect on this particular figure right now. And you have to wonder, even more importantly, what kind of effect is it going to have on the Beskar versions of the Mandalorian? Which not all collectors, but there are some collectors that feel, because of the chrome-plated function, some like it, some hate it, but certainly because of the head sculpt and the accessories that it comes with, that it's superior to the Beskar version. And what is that going to do to the Beskar version within the secondary market? Because do many collectors actually need both of them within their collection? It's a good question, and I can't answer that, but it will have some type of effect. But look at this, back from August 5th. Very reputable seller. Wow. Over, close to, wow. I mean, 646,375 feedback. $255 or 21 bids, not including the $8.30 in shipping. This figure is just not selling right now. And, when you go to the market value chart at 6scalecantina.com, let's go ahead and type in the OG Mandalorian and see exactly where this is sitting right now. And it wasn't sitting pretty as much as it was. Let me see if I just put in the word OG and if that comes up. Put in here Mando, see if that comes up there. And put in the Mandalorian, how I have this in here. There we go. The Mandalorian, highlighted here, TMS, 007, $311 and sinking. So you have to wonder, is it possible that this OG Mandalorian can actually exit and go back into the $200 tier range? And I say yes. I actually think it's going to. I actually think it's possible that this could go into the high $200 tier range and sit there for quite a bit. Now, does that mean that that's where it's going to be because it is chrome-plated Mandalorian forever? No. I do believe at the end of the day that this OG version of the Mandalorian is going to be a $400, possibly a mid $400 tier range figure, if not higher, at the end of the day. And right now, there's a lot of options for the Mandalorian. And in the beginning, when they had both of these up, there were a lot of people that seemed like that they were skipping out on the OG Mandalorian to go with the best car Mandalorians. And even though people realize that, I shouldn't have skipped out on that, and now it was going up. But you have to wonder how much of an effect, if history is repeating itself, with these chrome-plated Mandalorians. And I think that opens up a greater question of where these all sit. At the end of the day, I think what's going to happen with these Mandalorian releases is that the best car version of the Mandalorians, both of them are going to probably suffer the most in the long run. You'll have a lot of interest in the chrome-plated Mandalorian because of everything that it comes with, including the head sculpt of Pedro Pascal. And the OG Mandalorian will rise and will be a $400 tier range figure in the future. So, that's my thoughts on that for sure. Let's go ahead and go to some other stuff real quick here. So, I've mentioned this before. I'm bringing up on the biggest movers section, you'll see that the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett non-deluxe is just not selling right now where it used to sell. So back from August 9th, this Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, all positive feedback, very good seller, $310 back from August 9th, not including shipping, not including taxes, pulling up another Return of the Jedi Boba Fett regular non-deluxe version. And you can see here, just back from July 28th, $270 with 23 bids. Another very, very good seller, 100% positive feedback, not including the shipping, not including the taxes. So right now, if you're looking for a Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, and I brought this up before, this may be the time, because I do not believe for 1 minute, especially as we get closer to the book of Boba Fett, that this figure is going to be available, the non-deluxe, around $300, which is basically where this is around right now. This figure will 100%, I believe, get to be a $400 tier range figure, and that deluxe version with the Sarlacc pit is going to be into the 500s for sure. So, just saying, if you're looking for it right now, unlike this Mudtrooper, which I'm bringing here up on the screen, which has settled off, and you can see right here from a very reputable seller, 100% feedback, a listing, to go ahead and buy it now. There's already 5 watchers for $330. And that's about where this is right now, somewhere around, $315, $330. And do I think that this Mudtrooper is going to stay there? One thing you got to take into consideration is it is a trooper. They didn't make very many of them. And it does come with a head sculpt. So I actually could see this figure actually rising a little bit, but I never see this figure actually being a $450 figure again. At least not right now. Do I see it maybe going to $350 average, maybe even $375? Yeah. Close to $400? I can see it going back. However, if you've been really, really looking for a Mudtrooper, you can get it right now at a much more affordable price. We'll have to keep an eye on it to see where it goes, if it goes up or down. But I don't think it has the potential to go much down, because when you look at the Han Solo from the Solo movie Deluxe, that figure is actually starting to trend up. A lot of signs of that. That figure is starting to sell. So that tells me that this Mudtrooper, for sure, is probably not going to go down much more, and as a matter of fact, will probably turn and rise back up a little bit. So this may be the time for you to take a look at the Mudtrooper, for sure. And let's go ahead and take a look at the last one I want to speak to before we get into the last segment. And, you know, when you go to, I want to talk about these Luke Endors. We'll get to back to the biggest movers section, but let's just go to the data while I have it up. So yes, finally, after all that coffee spilling and all the mops to clean it up, from the Mandalorian, Luke Skywalker, that Hot Toys released, which I'm still like, my goodness about. Anyway, I promised myself I would try not to bring that up in this episode. At any rate, now you're starting to see some impact on some of these other Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. So, you can see back here from August 8th, from a very reputable seller, over 1,250 feedback, 100% positive. $435 with 13 bids, free shipping, not including taxes, for this Luke Skywalker here, Endor Deluxe, which is an absolute fabulous set, and I have it. And you know, this is about. I'm not surprised. Let's actually go to another Luke Endor Deluxe, a recent auction. And you can see right here, back from August 10th, $425 US with 14 bids, not including the $23.95 in shipping, not including taxes. You know, and this price is where it actually was. You know, before he showed up in the finale of The Mandalorian Season 2. And I'm not surprised that right now it's looking like that's where it's selling again. I mean, still very, very high for that set. I mean, don't think that $425, $450 for this figure. Oh, it's cheap. It's not going to go. It's going to go. But what you're seeing here is it's not going for retail. You know, it's not going for $330 and just sinking like the Kylo Ren from The Last Jedi. That's not going to happen with this particular release. I thought it was going to go back into the 400s and eventually go right back close to the $500 tier range and be a $500 tier range figure, because this is an incredible set. And really, that release of The Mandalorian Luke Skywalker, really, for some collectors, including myself, that figure is not going to work next to the Emperor and to Darth Vader. For some collectors, it will. It'll fill the void. That's great. But for me and others, it won't. It's just, it looks too different. It has the whole CGI effect to it. And to me, anyway, it looks way more mature. And too mature, and reminds me too much of how he crushed the Dark Troopers. He did more training. He was stronger in the Force, and I think he would have wiped out the Emperor and Vader even more quick if he was as strong as he was when he showed up in the Mandalorian Season 2. So for me, it doesn't work. And their head sculpt's completely different. So you are starting to see effects on these. Is it possible that we're going to see effects not only on this, but on the Jedi Master version of Luke Skywalker? And I say yes. You're going to see a difference on that one as well. I'll keep an eye on that data as that comes in. We'll keep an eye on it. The Endor one, non-deluxe, not really. It's going to be about where it is, $330 to $350. And I don't think it's going to be much shift on that particular release one way or another. So, let us go ahead and go to the very last segment real quickly within this episode. And let me go back to Sideshow Collectibles. And I'll sort it out everything best selling wise for Star Wars Hot Toys. And so, if you're wondering what the next couple of figures, what the potential is for the next couple of releases, I really believe that pulling this up on the screen and going back to that row where you see Rex, Kylo, Ahsoka, and Rey, That's what you're looking at. And is it possible that actually the Ahsoka can maybe come out before the Rex? And I say maybe. But I really think that what you're going to see here over the next month, my gut impression is that we're probably going to get Rex within the next couple of weeks. And then a couple weeks after that, we'll get Ahsoka. Could it be reversed? It could be. It could be reversed. And I think that those are the next figures, no matter what order it is, that actually come out for Star Wars Hot Toys. Now, what about, going down this list? And, well, what about the Clone Wars Mall? I'm not sure. And what about the, Clone Wars Anakin? Have some intel on that, but you take that with a grain of salt. No idea. I do know that when they go ahead and release that Anakin Skywalker, in Hong Kong, I believe that it could be in conjunction at some event or in some day where they actually finally officially announced the Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. That figure is 100% coming. Whether it's going to be before the end of this year or right with the very beginning of January of next year, we'll have to see. That's what I believe is coming out. So I keep an eye on the Anakin, keep an eye on the Ahsoka, and Rex. Your next ones. Is it possible that it could come out early? Sure. I think the Death Watch Mandalorian, keep an eye on that. Jango Fett, got a feeling on that. I think now's the time. And one of the things about releasing Jango Fett now is there's going to be a lot of hype about the book of Boba Fett over the next few months. And to wait long for that figure after that hype dies down to get into more of the Obi-Wan series, it just doesn't seem. I would think that they're going to try and get that Jango Fett up, because you saw how many times that Boba Fett brought that up in the Mandalorian season 2. And certainly the name Jango Fett is going to be brought up a few more times. There may even, who knows, be some flashbacks or some other things in relation to that in the book of Boba Fett. I think in short order that figure is going to be coming. So keep an eye on it. I'll have to consult with the Hot Toys Wizard, baby. Can I get him to give me a call during the live show this coming Friday? Can I get him to at least send a text? Am I going to be able to actually get the Hot Toys Wizard to actually show up during Live and Raw, which is going to be coming this, soon? I don't know if it's going to be this Sunday. I'll let you know. I might have to put it on a different day. But on the next Live and Raw, are we going to have the Hot Toys Wizard pop up? You never know. Go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. And please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I very much appreciate your support. Guess what? I spilled my coffee, baby. We're over 1,500 subscribers. Let's go ahead and get to 2,000 before the end of the year. If you've liked what you heard here today, and you would like some expanded analysis, or some heightened thoughts on Star Wars Hot Toys within the secondary market, in Star Wars Hot Toys or Star Wars in general, you may want to consider becoming a Cantina Insider. All you have to do is go to the channel and click on that little join button, and then all the options and things that it comes with pops up. If those things interest you, and you may want to consider becoming a member. That's enough of that. Again, I'll be live this Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll have Denobi in the house. We'll have the Man of Hot Collectibles in the house. We'll have another special guest in the house. We'll have a whole different set of panel members the week after, because I'll be doing the next Friday as well. When's Live and Raw? Stay tuned. I'll be announcing it on my Facebook page and my Instagram. Facebook page is blowing up. I got the link within the video description below. I got Instagram and Discord in the video description below. I've got the link to the official 6-scale Cantina coffee mugs in the video description below. Remember, many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view. Stay thirsty, my friends.